myself Niharika Kolangi. I am part of the administration department at Haldari Technologies Private Limited. Welcome everyone, all the audience, panel speakers, and our moderators to KV Dialogue Time. KV Dialogue is agriculture dialogue and initiative from KhetiValah. I will request our moderator Dr. AT Kishore sir to introduce our panel speakers and start the dialogue section.
Thank you, Niharika. Today it is our 10th episode of KhetiValah Dialogue. While Niharika sets up the presentation deck for me and welcoming all of you to this 10th episode, KhetiValah has been doing wonderful job in agriculture industry. It's a brainchild of Shri K. Lakshman, and Haldari Technologies Private Limited is the private limited company, as well as there is a Section 8 company for KhetiValah brand. And today we would discuss about natural and organic farming. And Niharika, can we have the slide deck? This will be a dialogue session where there can be question answers from audience, and then let it be interactive, because idea is most of us know about organic and natural, but we get sometimes confused about these words, and the idea is to make these things clear and help the farming community to bring about transformation in the way that we do our day-to-day activities. Yes, thank you so much. The details of the speaker would be automatically included in this slide deck. So without wasting much time, let me introduce who we are and what we do, the things that we do, before we get into other details of the program. So the brand umbrella name is KhetiValah, and we are known for cultivating a prosperous future for farmers' welfare. And it's a product of Haldari Technologies Private Limited. And we are excited about farmers. So it's a one of a kind agri-tech company that empowers the farmers with right guidance, including financial assistance from visionary investors who are passionate about farming. We call them Niveshaks. And as a gesture of gratitude to the farmers who work tirelessly to ensure food is kept on our table, we would like to give them a kind of a software which will help the transactions with the world to get the right inputs. And we not only deal with the like-minded people to help farmers, we also provide sales assistance, marketing linkage, and give knowledge not only to farmers but for the agriculture universities, as we have done it recently in University of Agriculture Sciences, Dharwad. How we accomplish is we have multiple activities such as Kheti Kalyan, Kheti Kendras, Kheti Utsav, and Kheti Anusandhan. And that is to meet the like-minded individual. Like before starting the dialogue, I had a word with Mr. Reddy. And KV dialogues are what we are doing today. This is the 10th episode of KV dialogue, and we have roadmap. So we connect with the farmers, with investors, that is called Anusandhan, and we explore avenues for sustainable farming practices. And we also investigate about integration of the technologies for the farming activities. In Kheti Kalyan, essentially, we are looking at money to be given to the farmers through innovations. And so KhetiValah Kheti Kalyan event brings together selected farmers and Niveshaks to one platform. We have done one such thing in University of Agriculture Sciences, Dharwad, Karnataka. So in dialogues, what we do is we bring valuable insights on various agricultural aspects, and sessions on trending topics and challenges, talks by subject matter experts, and we inspire accountability and innovation so that farming community gets right inputs. Specialize in agri-tech companies, and this is about me. I have long tenure in Air Force, And in industry, currently passionate about Bureau of Indian Standards for Agricultural Drones. I'm also certified drone pilot, and I'm director for a drone pilot academy in Bangalore, and moderator for KhetiValah activities. And so we can go to next slide, please. So Kheti Kendra is something like a knowledge center which will provide guidance on effective farming method, just like GVKs. And GVK are government funded, and we are coming from industry and NGOs. And there will be a synergy between these. And we supply high quality seeds and pesticides to Indian farmers. That is the idea about Kheti Kendras. Okay, next slide, please. Magazine, we have been developing all these thoughts in a systematic manner. We have researched that India has 179.9 million hectares of land, and we recognize that farming is like ikigai, taking a cue from Japanese philosophy. So YouTube channel and digital repository we are creating so that the community is benefited, and they would use it for their own research and further percolation to those who don't have access to YouTube. So it's like, and we have a KT corner where there can be a source for fair margin for the farmers, and we boost the profitability of farmers, and we simplify the sales process and bridge the gap between farmers and consumers. Keti Kosha means it is basically landowners who want to make best use of their land in the hands of efficient people to cultivate. Here is a list of so many panelists who have been right from ISRO chief ex-chairman Dr. A.S. Kiran Kumar, awardee from President of India, and we have other speakers. As we could see, there is one Dr. Omkar and so many others. You could see a lot of professors. This is what we have been doing every session. Couple of speakers would come, and we have roadmap for doing more activities in future. We want to do KT dialogues in Telugu, Hindi, Kannada, Marathi, Tamil, and probably going forward in Korean and Japanese and other languages too. So we are launching a KV dialogue website where all the dialogues will be kept in one repository where you could actually log in and access all the previous dialogues also. So pure agri talks also we conduct going forward. Today's dialogue, now I would be very shortly handing over to the main speaker of the day, Srimati Anitha Sivaprasad, and she is the founding director of Modernagro. Yeah, Anitha ma'am, please take over. Thanks for joining us.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody. I am
Good
right
evening.
now in touch with you from Thailand. I am in a business meet, but still I find KhetiValah's invitation very, very important to address. So I left that and I came for you. So the best thing about this organization, KhetiValah, is that they are addressing the farming troubles in multiple manner, and they are trying to bring in different solutions. So we are also working with them to bring this difference in agricultural sector. So today's topic of natural and organic farming. So let me come to the basic things. So natural farming means that everybody think all this natural, chemical free and organic, everything is the same. But coming to the technicalities, cultivation of different varieties of trees or plants, avoiding chemical fertilizers and pesticides is natural farming. That is, nothing else is taken care of, but they avoid the chemical part of plant growth. Then chemical free cultivation means not only that they avoid the chemical and fertilizers and pesticides, but they also avoid the pollution caused by air, water, and soil. So pollution part of which will put in chemicals in the plant is also avoided. So that is called chemical free cultivation. And organic farming means this two criteria plus the seeds has to be reproducible. So only when the seeds are reproducible, you can completely call as an organic cultivation. So right now, the products available in the market is not completely organic because the seeds may not be reproducible. It will be a hybrid form. So then you can call it chemical free. Or if they are not taking into account the pollution of water, air, and soil, then you can call it natural farming. But whatever said and done, this is a big step towards changing the way we conduct agriculture and the way consumers react to the products. So KhetiValah has come up with a very good idea of bringing a lot of people together to make this change, and we also stand by that. And I also request all the stakeholders to take a bold decision as to bring in organic as the only form of food. So that is very important to make cultivation different, and people taking these products also should be aware what they are taking and is it good for their health. So we are also a company which promotes health of our consumers, and we help the farmers equally to make good products available. Thank you.
I have had very detailed conversation with you, and let it be like interactive. So, in
Yeah.
fact, yesterday when you called us, we discussed about why the world is having challenges now, despite the knowledge of natural and organic farming. You went about answering that, taking example of double refined oil.
Yes.
So I think audience, you can give your own views. Currently, Anita ma'am felt that double refined oil is cheaper than cold pressed oil. Cold pressed oil is best for health, and you would consume less oil. Thereby, you can actually compensate for the price that is kept little higher currently. The challenges with the double refined oil, despite any advertisement that you see, there are some dozens or maybe 100 varieties. I can say that sunflower oil or freedom oil, so many like gold oils, all of them are double refined. So the challenge is that you are heating the raw material. When cold pressed oil, you are not heating it. So that once you are again trying to heat, once you use it, you have a tendency to reuse it. That's when there is a possibility of a lot of free radicals coming up. Free radicals are not good for health. Therefore, the world needs more and more cold pressed oil, which was the case with Indian natural agriculture scenario long back. Also, ma'am, you mentioned about the use case of turmeric powder. Turmeric, when you keep, the ants also will be usually they used to be away, but you find that ants are taking bath in the turmeric powder because the curcumin, which is the one which is most crucial, the industry is taking it away for their own business requirements. The curcumin is the one which is actually it used for cancer treatment as well. Our ancients, the natural processes were that they were encouraging use of turmeric powder when a woman takes bath to apply it on her feet, on face, on her neck, and all that. So these were the good practices. Also, you mentioned yesterday in a conversation that when you take vegan food, so even a vegan can have all the required proteins and carbohydrates and the calcium required. For example, if you take enough of the ragi rotis and ragi malt, you get the calcium, and also you have jaggery mixed with certain the coconut groundnuts. So this would give you the required nourishment for the growth of the iron and other things. And so you have hibiscus cannabis, that is gongura. These things are very good for health. So these approaches are required globally, not just for Indian agriculture practices. You are now present in about 7 different markets. One is Bangalore. You are there
Yeah.
in Indira Nagar, and then you are speaking from a different country. So you have presence in different parts of the world. So how do you find their local communities in terms of their appetite for organic and natural, particularly?
Yes, in particularly in India, now we see a difference in the approach of customers after COVID. So now people know that health is also important. They can't just ignore it, and many of them are turning towards organic. But the only criteria that is stopping them is they do not know when we give organic whether it is actually organic or not, or whether they should go for certified products only, or is the certified product really organic. So these kinds of doubts come in their mind. So what I generally tell them is, you use and then be satisfied. See, when you use that original organic products, you will know the difference, and if you're satisfied, carry on, or try another brand, never mind, but please take care of the health of you and your family. So if each unit of the family becomes healthy, the country naturally has a very good um, uh, yes, human resources which can support the next generation. So but with economy or with health, both ways we have to adhere to natural and organic farming and bring in more products. So that is in India. But in other countries like Vietnam, Thailand, and Singapore, Malaysia, and all, they are using multiple, like even organic and non organic together. But what we have seen is their usage of urea, DAP, everything is very low, very less. And Malaysia is now directly going into plant enzymes based fertilizers or biofertilizers. And the same thing we can also do, because India has a lot of different climatic conditions, and we can turn into a food hub for the world. Because many countries, like we have Korean collaboration, and we know that they are always in fear that they will not be able to produce enough food there for their citizens. So they are branching out and finding places where they can they can give us the good technology, make food, take it back. So that level of food security fear is there. So India, where we have in this subcontinent, we have different climatic conditions, we can bring lot of different kinds of fruits, vegetables, and other grain items. So we can definitely turn this into a big or a huge lucrative business for the country also, and for individuals who are involved in it, and for the farmers, if we can produce good food instead of going with the conventional urea, DAP, and having very less micronutrients. We can shift this method of cultivation and make a very big change in the whole world scenario. So it's when we see that our customers are having genuine doubts, so how do we convince them, and how do we showcase that we can do it? Organic is not impossible. Step by step, we can convert lands, and with new technologies and biofertilizers and pesticides, we can do wonders. Because when we introduce the bacteria into the ground, it fetches whatever nutrients the plant wants, and gives back to the plant roots. So already the nutrients are present in the soil. But what really happens when we put all these chemicals, the roots does not absorb the actual minerals. Instead, it takes this, the easy food, and then it grows. But the strength is not there, micronutrients are not there. People who eat it does not get anything. We are eating actually junk. So we can change this over a period of time, slowly but systematically, with the help of lot of organizations, government help, and even the citizens involved. So
I
that is,
have a question.
yes,
Can I raise a question?
yes, sir.
Yeah, hello. This is Mahesh Reddy here. I have two questions.
Yes.
Uh, I've been trying to do organic farming last 4 5 years, but when I'm facing these insects and fungus, how do I deal with this? Operationally, I am forced to use insecticide and fungicides. That's number one.
Mm.
Number two question is, even if I produce organic or natural farming produce, or whichever way define it, where is the customers ready to pay slightly more than what a synthetic produced mangoes are? What we notice is there is nobody is ready to pay the premium. So end of the day, it's already survival is at stake, and then you add bio fertilizers, you add this and that, but you are not able to make any money.
So for the first question, what you're asking, say it's a very genuine thing what all farmers are facing. That is sudden attack of pests and insects. What will we do? We'll definitely. It's like suddenly you're having some issue, and immediately the diagnostics we'll go to the allopathy. We will not take Ayurveda. We'll directly go because we feel that immediate some result will come. That is natural. So but we also know this pest is going to attack this kind of things can happen, things may go wrong. So we can also make the plant internally healthy such that it can resist this pest and it can resist many of the diseases. So apart from that, we can introduce certain bioproducts where a mixture of bacteria and fungus can attack this pest from inside and outside and then kill it in 4 5 days such that it does not replicate or lay eggs further. So this is one method. But in the second question what you asked, you're saying about the cost factor. So the cost factor, it is actually, if you use biofertilizers, the cost factors come down. It does not increase your input. What happens is the bacteria is doing the work. You have to give only very less amount. You have to feed the plants only very less, sprays only in very particular intervals. All this will be guided, and you need not spend. For example, I'll tell you the best example. What we saw is in Andhra, where the chili, for 1 acre of chili growing, they spend around 86,000 to 1 lakh for growing this chili totally for a farmer. So, but when give the biofertilizers, it reduces to 36,000 to 40,000. So this much difference is there. This is apart from the cow dung or whatever you want to apply. So when the cost factor is taken into consideration, actually the new technology brings down the cost. And in the agricultural depot, what they do is whatever it is, they'll try to sell for no use. Also, they'll try to give you something, because that is how even in medical shops what happens. If you go and ask the medical shop wala, they will give you, okay, this also you take, this also you take, this also you take, because his job is only to sell. So it may not be useful for you, it may not be required for you. So having said this, we are helping the farmers with technical support. That is, take only this much, this is your problem, this is the solution, do it on these days. So with the help of the agronomist, you can make it into your you can tailor make the solution to your farm. So that way we are helping the people.
So have you done any real world scenario? Have you actually helping the farmers and quantifying the benefits?
Yes. The all the testimonials, everything is available, and we have seen in Andhra and Tamil Nadu, very good results. Even in Kerala now, we are getting very good results with this, because this is something new, and the technology has come from Israel. So it has been produced on a large scale now in India by biotechnology companies, and who are taking it out. So it's a new venture, but it is giving very good results. In Madhya Pradesh, lot of places they have implemented it, and it is giving super results. So the on and on, if we change little, that is enough. And this biofertilizers you can use in your conventional farms also. There is no problem. But there are certain conditions that you should follow, because the soil pH has to be acidic. So if it is not acidic, you have to make it acidic. And the soil has to be moist. So and if it is moist, only this bacteria will replicate. So the main strain, the mother strain, is being taken from the these countries like Israel and Germany and all that, and then it is replicated in the lab, and then a technical lyophilization is done and put it in a dormant state in the fertilizer or the whatever medium they choose. It can be a liquid medium or a solid medium, and then you apply it on your farm in the moist condition. Then this will come to life, and then it will do its work. So it's not a single bacteria, it will be a group of bacteria doing different things. Like for example, nitrogen fixation bacteria is there. Everybody knows how it does that. So like that, for phosphorus, potassium, everything, this group of bacteria can bring the actual minerals to the plants.
Are there any minimum acreage that is required to be given to you guys? I'm okay for it.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. If you want to cultivate in a smaller area also, it is okay, because it is not see, in the place of 100 kgs of urea, you're using very less, 2 liters of maybe urea, that's all. So it is not exactly urea, but something which brings in that same effect.
Okay, I'll connect with you and Mr. Kumar offline. Just want to see if I can give 5 acres to you guys, and let us experiment and do it. I'm very keen to do organic, and if it is going to benefit me, why not?
Yes, and one more thing is regarding the price, what you're saying. The basic problem of pricing is organic. If the input in organic farms are coming down, then definitely we can sell it almost par with the normal thing, and then affordability increases. You can give these products to the masses, and when the volume of business increases, you will not face a problem. So what we are trying to solve is a different thing. That is now, as KhetiValah has brought in a lot of outlets, your products can go into their outlets also. So the reachability becomes bigger, and you will not face a issue like that.
Got it, madam. I'm clear. I should focus more on reduce the cost of input rather than selling at a higher price. I get the message, and if I can reduce the cost by 50-60%, nothing like it. I'm good to go.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, apart from the economic benefits, you are actually serving the cause of keeping the environment sustainable. And currently, the research, Mahesh Reddy Garu and others, as ma'am mentioned about biofertilizers, even I take example of IFCO, they came out with a nano fertilizer, which is in liquid form, lot lesser than the earlier variant of powder form, which the farmer used to. Sometimes it used to be occupational hazard. When they spray it, it will be some wound or some cut in the body of the farmer. When they take food, it gets into their intestines. So all this is avoided by drones now. So the new approach is to use drones and use that spraying of the nano fertilizers. And just as Madam mentioned about the biofertilizers, phenoms also can be used, which will selectively decelerate the sexual activity of these harmful things. And you put a bio trap, and so you will suppress their multiplication. and therefore you don't need to use en masse entire agricultural area, but only do a precision farming like thing by using artificial intelligence, machine learning also. And
Yes, pheromones I'm also using, but just to correct one point, I understand Nano was a great story a few months back, but I believe the latest news is Nano was a disaster from IFCO, and they've been told not to use it because it's wrongly, the research was done wrongly, and they have raised their hands and said sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have one more interesting thing to share because this is a community discussion. One drone was used and it was wrongly spraying. The fan blades, the propellers were causing the agricultural thing to bend down. The growth of that plants was at a stake, and the farmers rejected that drone usage. So you need to be very careful because Bureau of Indian Standard came up with the agriculture drone standard. If you follow this, then it will be good. And also, as you mentioned, that there is some IFCO's latest change, we will adapt to that. And then also recently, this is 2024. We are in the early months of 2024. The year 2023 was the year of millets, and I think it goes in line with the philosophy of natural farming. Millets are to be encouraged, and something which United Nations looks at India to take leadership in that, and that reduces the basic problem. Indian farmers used to be 70% of Indian population used to depend on agriculture. Currently, it has become 50%, and even the agriculture youth has come to cities in search of other alternative jobs. So we need to mechanize the farms and then use modern techniques. At the same time, not forget that India has opportunity to lead in areas like millets, where you don't need, like for rice cultivation, you need for 1 acre you need something like 10 liters of water, but you don't need that much for millets. As ma'am Anita was talking about, millets are very good for health. They have fibrous and proteinous content, and the price is not very expensive. It's on par with your basmati rice, for instance. So these are some of the changes. And any other questions anyone has?
Thank you very much, Mrs. Anitha Sivaprasad, for the clarifications that you have provided. It's an international market, but the heart absolutely needs to be beating in India. Well said. The question is this: biodiversity maintenance, both of the crop and of the organic methods used to sustain the soil, can be key, because that biodiversity of the application and the biodiversity of the crop grown can together help mitigate pest onslaught. So, is there any comment on that? And the second is the health benefits of micronutrients, both to the plant growth and survival and to the humans that eat it, can be a great economic benefit over the next decade to the country as a whole. So, if you could highlight some of those, if there are any thoughts. And lastly, what are the potential negatives we as a country and we as the consumer need to watch out for so that we can support the market and the investors of this market over the next, say, 10 years?
Thank you, Karishma. So, very happy that you joined in. And the basic thing is, we are trying to bring in this concept of biodiversity, soil preservation, and health in general depends on these things. People are not aware, so the awareness programs have to be run very strongly, and that is where we organizations are all coming together who understands the basic issue is not that people are not doing enough exercises. The exercise part is different, but what you become is what you eat. So when we put the importance or the most important thing is the food, our focus shift to the quality of the food. then many of our diseases, obesity and other unnaturally things happen in young age, like getting heart attack or some other issues, which will never be usually if they are in a good form. So this, when we study about these things, we understand that the quality of the food is nearly zero. So if you eat nothing to nourish you, your energy levels come down. And when your energy levels come down, you are not fit to do anything, think properly. Your even your mind is clouded. Your hormones goes for a toss. All these issues are caused by this simple thing that we are not eating the right food and the right nutrients. So this has even caused mental issues among youngsters. It's not always stress. Stress is there for everyone. Even in the caveman's time also, stress was there. When is the next animal going to eat me? So the stress was there always. It's not that today one special stress is caused, but the way we handle stress, we are not able to handle stress because we are not energetic enough to think in a proper manner with clarity. So the human psychology itself is getting affected by the food we are eating. So we have to introduce different methods. Like you said, the biodiversity is important. That is, different kinds of plants, animals, human beings, everything has to coexist. And we have to think in that manner where nothing is left behind. So when it comes to a human health, this micronutrients, now it is very much proved that running or walking is not the thing what you have to do. Instead, you have to weight train yourself and eat the good nutritions. So when you eat the good nutritions, your inflammations come down. And when your inflammations and body reactions come down, you tend to become normal. Your normal weight you will have, the normal agility in your body will be there. So for example, I will tell you one thing. If you all of you think, see, when it comes to our parents, we are much less energetic than our parents, and our parents were much less energetic than our grandparents, and now our children are much less energetic than us. So this is coming down. It's a downtrend. So it cannot happen just like that. It is happening because we are not nourishing ourselves enough. So the absorption of micronutrients and all this will happen only if we eat them inherently in the food, not just popping some pills. So when the food is having it, no, the absorption rate will be more. The absorption will be very beneficial to you. So instead of taking additional vitamins, see, if nothing is available, vitamins help. But if it is coming from the food, it will help you better, and it will make you a more energetic and agile person. So this is what nowadays researchers have found. So just blindly following that I have to eat only wheat or I have to eat only this food. No, we have to bring in lot of different kinds of food. Basically, we have to balance it with the correct amount of protein, carbohydrate, and fat, plus the roughage. That is lots of fruits and vegetables, plus water. Every 10 kg or of your body mass has to be supported with water. So if you want to know the real ratio, it is 20 kgs of your body weight has to be given 1 liter of water minimum. So if somebody is 60 kgs, they have to drink minimum 3 liters. So it is again depending on individual to individual. So what is good for you may not be good for somebody else. So if you are not if you are very heavy, for example, you are around 100 kgs, make sure that you drink 5 liters of water a day. So these things is to flush out all the toxins, and that is why the roughage is also important. The fiber is important. All this is even the micronutrients are important, such that the body does not become tired. And when we become tired, we become grumpy, our thought process will not work properly, and all these things, most of the clashes happen because of all this. So it's a very interesting topic to study on. And the potential negatives is what I am telling you, that see, as humans, we are not able to coexist in the nature. We are not able to coexist, and as such, as community also, it's very difficult. So all this things, if we put in place, we give the importance, we shift our focus to the most important thing we have to do, then I think lot of things can be solved. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Anita. In fact, I just want to add a few words to summarize. Say, pizzas and burgers are unhealthy food. And when she mentioned biodiversity, I give an example. If you today take, let us say, the green capsicum, next day try yellow or red. So by that, you get more and more nutrient and more antioxidant qualities in that. So nature is already giving you like a beautifully colored fruits and vegetables. And so we can actually sustain and follow the nature. Our ancient Indian practices are good, and they are a message for the world. And leaders like Anita ma'am, in fact, could you throw some light on your bows and arrows where you are a leader at, and also a little bit about your GBC to bring a sense of completion to you, ma'am? Talk about yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, Bow and Arrow is an organization founded in the 70s, where that NGO is helping the tribal people to bring in good farming practices and a lot of other issues which they face as farmers. And the whole tribal community also does not believe the city people. So it is very tricky. And this bow and arrow organizations were able to instill trust in the scientific methods or other knowledge that we impart to them to make a better product. So Bow and Arrow has offered me this executive position where I can contribute to them, and it happened recently with a lot of inputs to the community, and also a direction where they can take it forward. And regarding GBC, that is GBC is Gayanki Business Center, opened in Mumbai nearly 12 years before. It is Gayanki is a province near Seoul in Korea. So Gayanki has the maximum number of businesses or plants. For example, Hyundai, then LG, Siemens, Kia, all these big players are from Gayanki province. So they have a very technologically developed province there. But the issue is when it comes to food, they are having a little bit of doubt because anytime North Korea can attack South Korea and there can be a war. So that is the fear they are having. So what they are doing is they have developed technologically lot of machineries and things which help the farmers to develop good food, even seeds, a variety of seeds, and all the equipments, farm equipments, things like that. So now they want a partner country where they can give all this and get those people, make food for them and for the country also, for that partner country also. It doesn't matter. It's not that all the food they make they want back. So they want a particular portion, and remaining they can give it to that country itself. So the best part in this is we are acting as an intermediary where our farmers will be getting good seeds, good equipments, and good technology to improve their farming. So farmers need a lot of support. So this support we are bringing in this manner, and the seeds which they get, they can use it in their field make the products, and portion of it they can sell off back to the country, back to Korea only. And the remaining, if they want, they can take or they can sell it. So it is a very win-win situation for both India and Korea. So here we are giving inputs to the farmer, saying that, okay, if you are having, for example, we met a farmer in Mahabaleshwar who are growing strawberries, and he is willing to take these seeds and put get better quality strawberries. So already his strawberries organically done, already his strawberries is very good, but he wants to make a better product. So maybe he will not use all his farm, but divide it and use this seed and see. And the inputs like what we give, the biofertilizers and the other machineries, what they want, all these things we can give, and then help them grow it. And then once it has come, we can give back, export it. So he becomes an exporter. He does not have capital constraint there. He's making money out of it, and for the next one he does not require any other help. He does not require any loan. So he is becoming sustainable. His business or his farming is becoming sustainable there. So this is the kind of help which through GBC we are doing. And we also have rice sorting machines and things like that, where one machine which is not very bulky can de-stone, sort and polish rice. So this, when we talk about rice sorting, what happens is this whenever the paddy is ready, the farmer takes all of his paddy and give it to the miller, where they dehusk and polish and make it into sacks and give them to the market. So in this process, what happens is all his that is his entire paddy has to be given at one time. He cannot give it separately, because the miller wants a bigger quantity to mill. So, and one another problem is when he's milling these rices, if for example first lot he was using, he was putting sona masuri, second lot he is putting basmati. The person who gave basmati will get little bit of sona masuri and basmati. That is, mixing happens in the milling. That is normal. So he will lose out, because the basmati guy will lose out. The sona masuri is coming, some portion he has to throw out. So this kind of issues are also there. So now that solution what we are giving is, we are bringing these machines such that it can be installed in FPOs, in farmer groups, or in some establishments, where these machines can do all this, and the farmer need not bring whole of his stuff here. He can store it as with husk. When he store it with husk, no, the shelf life increases. But once it dehusks, the shelf life goes for a toss. So after some time he has to sell it. He cannot keep it. And whatever price comes in the market, he has to sell it. But now he can wait for the price. When he gets the right price, he can dehusk and polish, single polish or double polish, whatever he wants to do, he can sell. So that is the empowerment we are giving to the farmers through this kind of collaborations.
Thank you, ma'am. And in fact, your concept synergizes with the Government of India having seed development corporation in every state. And I think you could, I am assuming that you are already in touch with them to have a win-win approach in these seeds. And also to give us a glimpse of your own farm, tell us about Mahis, how you started. You are the founder director of Mahis Organic Modernagro company. Please enlighten us what all you do there.
So one question has come regarding the dehusking machine. It is around 5 to 6 lakhs per machine, and it can a group of farmers can use it, and there are organizations who can fund this.
This is awesome. Thank you for this information. I have one more point. Sorry to interrupt the other question. I was thinking that why can't we have a system, a small machine, by which you can dry the paddy in a smaller quantity and presently the farmers, particularly during November, December, say for example, I did 10 tons of paddy. I had to put it into the soil and waited for 28 days to dry it. And there was moisture, there were rains, there's covering, and so much of labor has gone. So I was wondering why we can't do a system by which you have a roller sort of thing where heat is produced and you put the paddy and it dries off in few hours and then you keep moving and keep adding and getting it done in a shorter period of time.
Yeah, yes, that is one way of doing it. You can also have a hot air, or you can have dryers to do this. So that we can definitely give more solutions for drying, because depending on what condition, what quantity, and what how much place is available, we can give.
I think this would be a big favor for the entire nation if we come out with a very decent idea on this. I don't think it would cost much, and a group of farmers can collectively do that. It's so much of labor cost that will be saved.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. So coming to my case, actually, what happened was, I I'm a computer engineer by background, but for 20 years I did not go for work. I was looking after my child and the house and everything. But on and on, this particular problem was hitting my mind about, because I always read newspapers. So farmer suicide, this, that, farm issues, then health issues, because I used to constantly read about these things. And while reading, I got this main question: why so many issues are coming all at once to multiple people? And for example, thyroid issue, diabetes, and things like that, which is every family will have. Every family, one member at least will have. So why this is coming so rampantly? And why, despite government giving all kind of support system to the farmers, why farmers are having this difficulty in fund, or not able to repay? So all these things made me think, and I understood that. I went deeper into and researched on these problems. Then I understood that actually the government is not supporting the farmers, they are supporting the MNCs who give them this urea, DAP, seeds, all this thing. All that goes into the farm is not by the farmer. It's by other companies, big companies. It's same like pharmaceuticals. What is happening? So, if the farmer really had control over anything, he would not have become poor. That is the truth. He does not have control over what the input. He does not have control over the market, and he does not have any control over the nature. So nothing is predictable in farming, and it's a high risk job and high intensity of labor. So now in this scenario, I thought citizens has to come up with some kind of solutions. And in the customer sides, like people like us, I find that lot of ladies were getting PCOD, which is not regular. In my mother's time, I have never heard of anybody getting PCOD like this. That is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So that made me think, see, why people, lot of ladies are getting this, and very small children, even around 20s, even children who are just born. All these things is not never normal. So I understood that there is a white elephant sitting in the room and nobody wants to address it. And I thought that we have to do something about, somebody has to do something about it. Maybe it's a small step, it's okay, but we have to make people think of these issues. Maybe we'll get better solutions as collective brains are working. We cannot go to the government and say, "Oh, you should do," because governments never help anybody, they help themselves. So what, why can't we do it ourselves? So that thought, uh, I discussed with a lot of people, and they said, "Yes, ma'am, there is nothing available to bring everything together." That is correct. And what you're saying is also true. We don't have neither good food, nor the people who make them are happy, nor the people who eat them are happy. So this complete disconnect in the whole food system has to be changed. So I founded this company to bring this change in the way we are doing agriculture, such that anywhere you buy, you should get a good food, because good food is a right for everyone, and you cannot distinguish that based on their social status. So when it comes to organic, only rich people can afford meals, that is not correct. That is not the way it should be. Everybody should be able to afford food. That is a basic thing. So this thought brought me in this forefront of finding out the real reasons, giving solutions that can be practical, such that people can follow it and sustain it permanently. So maybe new technologies will come, new ideas will come. We have to incorporate and go. Change is inevitable. That is a basic thing. So, but now organizations like KhetiValah has come up and taken so much of interest in this field. I'm very, very pleased to say that it's a very big step forward.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And also, global scenario today, like you have Ukraine war and the Palestine conflict. Many countries are not focusing on food crisis that United Nations has already identified. It's one of the sustainable developmental goals, food for everyone and alleviation of poverty. And so that initiatives like yours, Anita ma'am, and your collaboration with like-minded organizations like KhetiValah, very soon we would like to see your products in the shops of KhetiValah and then take this initiative further. And we have been researching with the Loka Foundation. KhetiValah is going to see them. A group of villagers are doing like a global village and doing all sustainable things. So farmers can produce many things which the cosmetic industry is mixing with lot of chemicals. So when we take bath, we feel good about it, but the water that is becoming a wastewater is adding more and more polluting the mother nature. So what villagers are doing is to do some soap nut and then hibiscus rosa sinensis, that kind of things they are producing. So I think, as ma'am said, food itself should take care of our health. And similarly, the way of how we use our face mask, they are using multani mitti and then soap nut. So this kind of approach, it synergizes. So I think I would like to welcome you also, ma'am, to see that model global village and see all these efforts of organic and natural farming. And the also wherever feasible we use advanced technologies like AI, ML and UAVs, and then take this industry to the global level. I think India is in a very good position now. Another 25 years we should be able to become one of the global leaders in agriculture as well, which we used to be sometime in the past. So I think we have spent a good 1 hour interacting with you, Madam Anita. I'm sure if the whole day you will be able to speak. You have much of awareness and clarity, and all the audience are a witness to your clarity of thought and the value that you bring. And I'm particularly very happy in this 10th episode. Until 100th episode, I will keep on remembering you, ma'am. And so we'll do a lot of such things. KhetiValah has aspiration to do a world record breaking event called Kheti Conclave, where some 768 speakers will come and speak round the clock, 30 minutes, one speaker, 48 speakers a day, 16 days continuously. Another is there's a Kheti Summit and then Kheti Purashkar. Many things are in pipeline. So for this evening, I would like to give you a token of gesture of appreciation, ma'am. This bouquet to you. When we meet you in person, we will come and give you a token, also a memento and certificate. And Niharika, if you have any more points to add, any questions pending, take a look and then we can conclude. Yeah, there are some more questions, ma'am. I just read out. There is a Yogi says shout out for Loka Foundation. He is thanking us. Yogi is one of the volunteers of the Loka Foundation. And Mahesh Reddy says after the call, let me know whom should I talk to engage organic farming. So definitely, Mahesh Reddy Garu, we will get back to you. And so the question that I just reiterate, I think you addressed it, ma'am. Please comment further on biodiversity maintenance and health benefits through micronutrient absorption by plants. Also highlight potential negatives that we all need to be aware of over a period of time by Dr. Popa. This was addressed, I believe. If there are any more questions, team, let us know, else we can conclude now. Next dialogue, the Loka Foundation will give us the idea about villagers making agricultural products or daily use products like tooth powder, face mask, shampoo, and other things. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining and appreciate your time. Thank you. We will meet again in another dialogue for 11.